Ballad of the Storm. I walk alone. I travel far. I carry what I need. Sometimes I find myself in storms and look out for sanctuary. One night there was a gale across a mountain top. I saw a light and found a place somewhere to rest and stop.
I hear my windows rattle every stormy night, and on this night they rattled, and I knew he was outside. He came in shaking rain from his muddy, large brown coat. He was wearing ancient boots and looking hungry and so tired.
My coat was wet and I was soaked. I needed fire and food. She brought me in and gave me bread and took off my wet boots.
So I gave him bread and chocolate, whiskey and sweet tea. I rested him with blankets, fire and company.
I stayed some days and shared my tale, all the places I have been. She showed me her stones and herbs, her cures and special creams.
He showed me his tattoos that he got in Paris, France. I showed him my jars of herbs, my grinding stones and charts.
She said that no one came there much. It's too far away, too high. You could see the full horizon from her house, the circle of the sky.
He stayed and stayed some more, and then one day he left. The storm had passed, the sky was blue, and he had calls elsewhere.
It was nice for a few days, but the road had called me back. I packed my bag and said goodbye. I went walking on the track.
I think he has forgotten me alone on a mountain top. Storms keep me company. He stayed but didn't stop.
I sometimes wonder how she is in that distant mountain cabin, but I could not find that place again. There is no road. It's hidden.
Well, the flames they followed Joan as she came riding through the park. No moon to gather her armor bright, no moon to get her through that cold and lonesome night.
She said, I'm tired of the war. I want the kind of work I had before, with a wedding dress or something white to wear upon my swollen appetite.
La 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 la
La la la la la la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
I watch you riding every day, and something in me just yearns to win such a cold and lonesome heroine.
And who are you? She sternly spoke to the one beneath the smoke.
Ah, fire, he replied, and I love your solitude. I love your pride. La 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 la.
Then fire, make your body cold. I'm gonna give you mine to hold. And saying this, she climbed inside to be his only one, his only bride. And deep into his fiery heart, he took the dust of Joan of Arc, and high above the wedding dress, he hung the ashes of her wedding dress. La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Deep into his fiery heart, he took the dust of Joan of Arc, and then she finally understood. If he was fire, oh, she must be wood. I saw her wince, I saw her cry, I saw the glory in her eye. Myself, I long for love and light, but must have come so cruel and oh so bright. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
All the sisters of mercy, they have not departed or gone.
They were waiting for me when I thought I just couldn't go on.
And they brought me their comforts, and later they brought me their song. Well, I hope you're an end to them, you who've been traveling so long. When you must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, and I think I can see how you're pinned. If you're not feeling lonely, our loneliness tells you you sinned. They lay down beside me, I made my confession to them. They touched both my eyes, and I touched the dew on their hem. If your life is like a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, they will bind you with love that is graceful and green as a stem. When I left, they were sleeping, I hope you run into them soon. Don't turn on the light, you can read their address by the moon. And it won't make me jealous if I hear that they've sweetened your night. We weren't lovers like that, and besides it would still be alright. We weren't lovers like that, and besides it would still be alright.
surrender. Give me the pills, I will drink them like wine. Allow their brilliance to dry my tears. My marriage medication stitching me up tight like good Greek girls. Give me the pills, bring forth the love. I want to smile, be the perfect wife, the mothering mother. I want to bury the beast, vanish into wog myth, the one who lost the plot but found her way back luckily. Give me the pills, I want to dine and dance at weddings, be dazzled by the dress, push prams around the burbs, gather at mother's group mumblings, have dinner parties, cuddle on the couch, shop your money wherever. Give me the pills so I can become, give me the pills, what is expected, give me the pills and understood, give me the pills so my parents approve, give me the pills so my sisters love me, give me the pills so I can become, give me the pills, just give me the pills.
This is not a proposition, this here is an exhibition. I've been shifting sand since it was 5 years old. Son never looked at me better like a father. But I wanted her to come near me like a martyr, die in front of me so I could feel the pasta that she once cooked that is now gone. There were times where we would be children together, and then once I was an adult, she said to me, "No, you're too young for that, my friend. You need to be better." So I grew up and I did exactly what I needed to do. I flew through hoops and did exactly who I needed to sue. I was exactly who I needed to boo, scared anybody I needed to, exactly when I needed to. And then she came to me and said, "You're dead to me, my friend. The martyr that you thought I was is now you instead." And before I could even manage a reply, I realized that my mind had changed. I realized that my mind had been rearranged in some ways that I'd never even named. And yet here I am and things haven't changed. I'm still the child, the adult, in the same name. And yes, I might play the name game and the blame game, but IQ just got up here and said exactly what he needed to say, so I felt that I should do the same. And when it ended, I realized time doesn't make a difference to us. It just makes us trust exactly what kind of lust comes towards us. And yes, we think that we are doing the right thing at the time, and then we realize the next day our minds were blind. I once slept with one and then maybe two, but I won't talk too much about that for you. You realize that some people want to be with you, but you need to be you and say no and be true. And words, I guess, is just what we do. Peace.
I wake surprised, sleep pulled from under me, and stumble into the morning. With eyes closed and half my mind still dreaming, I lie and listen to you breathe, remembering another dawn, when the sound of you was strange, your shape's new to me. And I lay and watched a woman sleep and wondered who she might be. The possibilities hung between us, numerous as the dust motes in the brittle autumn sun. I do not feel the tick-tick-tock of my maternal metabolic clock. I wind my own watch spring. I am a perpetual motion machine. I do not feel the need to breathe like a plant. I spread my seed through the air, through the lives of those I touch and care about and love and could not live without. And then in years to come, when my hair has turned from green to red to natural brown and then to grey, then friends might turn to me and say, "Hey, do you remember us, that month, that day?" And skin no longer old and hair no longer grey, we'll skip stones in the memory pool and watch the ripples fade.
Well, here we are at the Melbourne Overload Poetry Festival, acronymically known as MopFest, because, well, the festival, it's like a mop. You can absorb a great amount of lyrical joy at this festival. MopFest, just like Tropfest, only more topical. We have a star-studded lineup tonight and a lot of VIPs. Someone even more famous than Brendan Favola is the mayor of the city of Yarra. Her name is Jane Garrett, and I would like you to welcome her to the stage now. Please welcome Jane Garrett.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm more famous than Brendan Favola, but he has done his best to make his presence felt. Thank you very much for the introduction, and I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we stand, the Wurundjeri community, and pay respects to their elders, past and present. On behalf of Yarra Council in this gorgeous, gorgeous room, it is really terrific to be here to welcome you and to be part of the launch of the Overload Poetry Festival. Something about my background. I grew up quite near here in Parkville, and I grew up in a literary household. And then in Year 12 I took a course called Creative Writing. My teacher was John Fulcher, the great Australian poet. And I thought, look, you know, I've done all right on this literary stuff. I'm good on the text analysis. I can take this to the next level. And John Fulcher, who himself, of course, is an established poet, said, what we're going to do is all write a poem. And we're going to make it an anonymous poem, and you're going to put it to the class, and then we're going to critically analyse that poem. And no one will know who wrote the poem, but we're going to subject it to some peer thought and review. I thought, oh yeah, that's all right, I can do that. And I wrote this poem, and I wrote it, and I remember it had seared on my mind. It was called Trapped, and it was about trying to analyse the human condition, being stuck as a spiritual individual within the confines of the physical parameters with which we live. It was passionate, it was real. I thought it was really freaking good. And I got to the analysis, and every person, to a man or a woman, or in that case a teenage girl or a teenage boy, said they really hated that poem. They really, really hated that poem. So tonight, as someone who has tried and failed at this most important of human endeavours, I really want to thank the people who have stuck with it, who have stood up when that sort of critical analysis and gut-wrenching critique has taken place, because the role of poetry, as the role of art, as the role of cinema, as the role of all of these things in our life, which challenge us and make us understand what it is that makes up this society and what it is to be human, and I hope you do better than Trapped, but someone should, is critical. So for Yarra, this is the home of what we like to think is the home of the written and the spoken poetry. There is so much going on here that celebrates, that backs in the artists amongst us who stand up and who take that criticism, who get up the next day, who do it all again. And it is really, really difficult. So tonight we are opening a festival that celebrates that commitment, that celebrates that achievement, that celebrates that passion, and that celebrates that creativity.
When people ask me why I came to Melbourne, I can tell them for simple reasons. And this is the title of this poem. It's called For Love and Falafel. Precious things come back to moments like this. You've carried Davi and Trevor's thank you card around in your backpack for 3 months, like a talisman capable of warding off death. In between the mix of wine, tequila, ouzo, and garlic sauce breath, 3 cultures stand off in one moment of international flash pan potential violence. Corner of Glen Lyon and Sydney Road. Death hovers here. Not as underbelly TV glitz complete with bad mock bell wigs. No, this death is as balanced and true as the steely titanium tips where widows' tears and orphans are born. Death is at its back warmly nestled against his left ass cheek. Left palm disappears and the car gets moved around the corner so no plates can be identified. His cologne has a sandalwood base, like the scent of the Indian shop close to the Malaysian restaurant that makes the best roti in Brunswick. The food has learned to live together. So can we. Take in the moonlight, mate. Might be your last. And before you can stop yourself, you laugh. Right in his face. The only music capable of coming across as true, as a prayer for Australia. And not some stay at home and never go out into the tram tire hours where patience is thinner than the Chinese rice paper lantern shades at the $2 shop. This road is electric. Not for anything do you want this paradise of Hellas, cedars, tapas, hair extensions, bleaching cream, perfect espresso, tzatziki, and La Mana ranunculus to end. Maybe that card is working magic like Davi's deep-fried cassava chips at our wedding. Mate, where you from, mate? He asked. Brunswick. Bullshit, mate, bullshit. You're from America. Why you here, mate? And some crucible come good moment roars for a good mark, a miracle. My mom's voice and my dad's hands rest on my shoulder. I remember the sound of Magpie fans singing like drunken maniacs at the MCG 3 hours earlier. My nephew Isaac was brought to tears. He never cries. I can only do what makes the universe stay whole. Speak true. I'm in love with my wife in Aussie. We're having a baby in November. I'm here because in Australia had courage years ago to get rid of guns so violence wouldn't choke beauty and the art of living out of its lungs. America is cowardly not to do the same. You don't pick where you're born. You pick how to live, where you choose to live. I like kebabs, man. I live for falafel. Is there any better place to get one than here? We have been speaking Serbian, Greek, English, and Espanol for a half an hour. I want my baby to learn all of these languages. You're pissed. He's pissed. He's pissed, and so am I. Nobody's dying tonight, and maybe we'll be mates by the next time we see each other, we meet, but that's up to you. I live here. Fuck, mate, you know what, bro? The only reason we didn't bash you is you speak true, bro. You speak true. You don't mouth off, bro. You don't mouth off. You speak true. It's the best thing you done, mate. Come here to Australia. For you and your missus. See you around, bro. All three leave and take death with them. I can taste Davi's deep-fried chips through metallic brake dust smoke. The 19 Coburg left hanging in the air like Art Deco marcasite necklaces. I can smell my love's hair. I tip past the creaking front door as Sparrow fart. Ruth wakes. Inside, the baby flips. She knows Dad's home. Our cat just yawns. All I can breathe is hope, and all I can act is love. Live to speak true. I just wanted a kebab. Mate, I just wanted a kebab. Thank you.